Are you guys ready for day 52? Let's go!
What's up, guys? I am Michael McAnally, and this is Leo the Hiking Dog. For the last year, we have been planning and preparing for this thru hike of the Appalachian Trail. Thank you for joining our adventure. If you are enjoying the journey, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would be super thankful.
Good morning, day 52. Just getting my bag packed up. Just ate breakfast. The wind was howling last night. It was blowing pretty hard. But we stayed nice and warm here in the tent. Leo is with no furs now, learning to appreciate his puffy blanket by staying underneath it. But his fur will grow back quick, and it's not cold. It's gonna be warm this week, so he's gonna be all right. All right, we're gonna climb out of this tent and get our day started. Our goal today is Thunder Hill Shelter. Thunder Hill Shelter. It's 19.9, so basically like a 20-mile day, and that's gonna leave us 15 to get into Glasgow to go to Stanimals. So we're looking forward to that. So we're gonna let's say get loaded up and get out of here and get started. We're a couple miles into the day now. It's still pretty chilly. That wind just has not stopped since yesterday. Wouldn't be that cold if we could get rid of that wind. So hopefully it dies down soon. Maybe these clouds will clear up and we got a little bit of sunshine. I was breaking down the tent this morning and it started to sprinkle a little bit and then it turned into a little sleet, little ice. I was like, great. But all in all, it should be a nice day overall, so just got to get through this morning. I think the weather will shift and change as the day goes along. We got 6,000 feet of elevation to climb today, so not going to be an easy day by any stretch. But then the following day, that 15 miles, has 5,300 feet of decline, so we'll be going downhill a lot. So that day should go by really fast. But just came up upon a beautiful view. Check this out. Nice. It's really cool when the trees just open up like that and you can see everything. I love when the sun is peeking through clouds, and then it highlights just parts of the valley. Not the whole thing's lit up, but you just see these bright spots through the sun. That makes it look really cool. I love that. All right, we're gonna get these miles in. Hopefully this day warms up, and that's what we're gonna do. So here's another view, and I think you can see the Blue Ridge Parkway down there, which is I think what we were walking along yesterday. It's right down at the base there. made it to the first shelter of the day. I'm gonna stop here and take a privy break because we were camping last night. Here's the shelter, just your standard little 4-wall shelter. I don't even see the name on it. I'll have to look it up. Alright, I'm gonna take a privy break. This beautiful deer just walking up the trail. He doesn't see me yet. Let's see how close I can get before he sees me. And now he sees me. I don't know if he cares. Or she cares. It's a female, for sure. Hey, Mr. Deer. Hello. She's only about 15 feet away from me. Just checking me out. Well, that was cool. She realized I wasn't going to bother her, and she wasn't going to bother me, so mutual respect and understanding. She's still standing right there. Alright, we're going to go get our pack on, and we're leaving the shelter and get back on trail. Alright, we're about 5 miles into the day, finally getting a break from the wind. We are dropping in elevation right now. We're in the pines right now. We just came down off of a ridge, and I was really noticing that the trees are starting to bloom their leaves. So all those views that we get of the through the trees being without leaves are going to go away soon. But that's okay. That means spring is coming, and we're going to have lots of things blooming, and flowers and blueberries and raspberries, lots of different things to be excited about. So I am excited for that. I haven't gotten into the climbing portion of the day. I think that's going to be pretty much the whole second half of the day. So right now we're dropping in elevation currently, but with that wind gone, it's beautiful out here. This is the perfect hiking weather I talk about. It's like 54 degrees. It's let's see. Yeah, like 54 degrees, sun's out, no wind. This is where you want to be at. This is like that premier hiking weather. Now, over the next few days, it's going to get all the way up into the 80s. So it's going to be some hot hiking weather. So we'll see how it goes. Leo's going to enjoy it because he's got no coat. All right, we're going to keep getting these miles in, and I'll show you views. We definitely got some views today. I'll show you. We already had a couple, but I'll show you the rest of them as we get them. I've been thinking about it, and I've got a new strategy I want to talk about. Normally, when I leave out of a place, I have X amount of days of food. So just to give you an example, I left out of Daleville with 3 days of food. So that means, 3 days of breakfast, 3 days of lunch, 3 days of dinner, and snacks for morning and afternoon, and then a Snickers bar after dinner. So that's kind of like how I've laid it out. The problem is when I leave out of like a place like Daleville, I wind up eating breakfast before I leave, so I wind up having an extra breakfast. And then on the day that I'm getting into the next town, which is going to be Glasgow this time, we'll be getting into town around 2 o'clock. So that leaves me an extra dinner. So you wind up, overpacking just that little bit to make sure that you have enough food, number one. But I always wind up with extras. And then for the biggest part of this trip, I wind up giving them away and just like gifting them to other hikers around me. But here's what I'm going to do. My new strategy. And I did it yesterday. So like I ate breakfast before I left, but I still ate the breakfast that I brought with me for that day as well. So I wound up eating, 2 breakfasts and all my snacks, my lunch and my dinner. So I did wind up eating all the food for day 1. All right. So day 2, I'm obviously going to eat all my food for day 2. But then day 3, what I'll wind up doing is I'll wind up having an extra snack bar and an extra dinner. Right. So because of that, I'm going to double up on lunches today, and I'm going to eat what I would normally eat for dinner tomorrow, today, and try to just double up and make sure I eat more. That way it helps me maintain my weight a little bit better, because I have lost over 20 pounds out here already, and I don't want to lose any more than that. So that's going to be my new strategy. So whenever I'm going into town the day before, I'm going to wind up doubling up on lunches. That way I'm having 2 lunches the day before I go into town. And literally my goal is to walk into town with an empty food bag other than my electrolytes in it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So we're coming up on this first shelter. I'm going to stop. I'm going to start my first lunch, and then we'll have a second lunch later. All right. Made it to the next shelter. This is called the Bryant Ridge shelter. This is quite a shelter. I'm excited to show you guys this one. There's a picnic table right over here, but then let me spin this thing around. Alright, so here's the ladder to get up there. So we're gonna climb the ladder, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like up there. So this is it. So you got a sleeping area, little plexiglass windows, and then a secondary sleeping area on this side. So this is a pretty cool shelter. Pretty nice, if you ask me. You got little views up there through there. So man, wish I could have timed out the miles to stay here. All right, we're gonna stop and have us a break, and then push on. Alright, got full bellies and now we're heading back on the trail. That Bryant Ridge shelter is the largest shelter on the AT. So it was a pretty cool shelter all in all. Miles just don't line up sometimes to get to certain shelters, but that would have been a cool one to stay at. The stream was right there, everything's super convenient. But now, nothing but climbing for the next like 4 miles, and then another climb after that. So it's gonna be a lot of climbing left in the day. I told you the second half of the day was pretty much all climbing. So we're starting to do that now, and it's gonna be exhausting for the rest of the day, but we'll get our 20 miles in and make it to the shelter probably before 5 o'clock. So we're making good time already. All right, we're gonna get these miles in. Still climbing. Been climbing for well over an hour now. I don't stop on uphills. I don't care how long they are. 4 miles, whatever. 8 miles out of the knock, didn't stop. And the reason why is because I just feel like you lose your momentum. And so I don't want to lose my momentum when I'm going uphill. So I won't stop. I can take a sip of water while I walk. I can take a bite of my snack while I walk, but I won't stop on an uphill. Think about it like a freight train. If a freight train is like moving, it can slowly and steadily climb anything. But if you stop a freight train on an uphill and then have to restart it and get it to go back again, it would really struggle to start to get momentum back. So I never want to lose my momentum like that when I'm going uphill. So I just refuse to stop until it levels out where I get to the top, one or the other. I don't know how far I am from the top yet, but we're gonna keep pushing. All right. All right, we finally finished that uphill. It was brutal. There's still a little bit more to do uphill today. So we're coming up on the next shelter. I'm gonna probably stop and take our second lunch there. Remember I told you I was gonna eat some more today, so I'm gonna eat that extra food when we get to this next shelter. Take a little bit of break and then push on and finish out the day. So I think we got a couple more views today. I'm not sure, I gotta look at my map, but it's been a beautiful day once the wind died down a little bit. And actually, you know, when I was doing some of those uphills, I really didn't mind the wind. It was kind of nice to have the wind when you're doing an uphill. That way you're not sweating through everything. But you know, you complain about it when you're going downhill and it's a little bit chilly in the morning. But when I was going uphill, it was very much welcomed. So, all right, I'm gonna get these little bit of miles in here before this next shelter, and then we're gonna push on to the end of the day and see what views we catch. Oh, I forgot, there is one other iconic kind of a thing that we're gonna be going by today. I'm gonna leave it as a surprise for later in the video, but it's gonna be towards the end of the day, and it's one of those iconic spots on the AT that I can't wait to share with you guys. Alright, we made it to the Cornelius Creek shelter. We're going to stop here and take a break. I think that's going to leave us about 5 miles left on the day when we're done here. So, let me show it to you guys, and then we're going to take a quick break. It's your standard 6-man shelter. Small box, wooden floor. Pretty standard. Nice and clean. Alright, we'll take a break. Alright, just finished our second lunch at the Cornelius shelter. We're gonna do these last 5 miles for today and call it a night. It's gonna be a good day. We still got that iconic AT feature that I still want to show you guys, so don't forget about that. That's coming up. I'll definitely show it to you when we get to it. Alright, we're gonna get these last 5 miles in. Should take us a couple hours and we'll be done. Black Rock Overlook, 200 feet. Let's go. That was worth walking 200 feet for. That was awesome. That is not the iconic AT thing that I wanted to show you, but it was beautiful. Alright, I gotta finish these miles. Look, I made it. I made it to the Epcot Center. Wonder if there's a roller coaster ride inside of that globe. No, that's not the iconic thing that I wanted to show you. We're at the top of Apple Orchard Mountain, and at the top of this mountain there's a big globe, big old giant globe. Looks like the globe at Epcot. I'm a Floridian, so that's the reference that I have. Oh, it looks like a big soccer ball. Yeah, the little panels shaped like a soccer ball. The good news is that means I'm done climbing for the day. Everything else I have to do is going to be downhill. The bad news is the day's not over. Still got a couple more miles. But alright, let me give you a good shot of this globe, and then I want to turn left. So there's a good shot of the globe. Alright, but that's not the cool part. Look at this. Look at that. Look at the view. Just above those trees. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous view. Alright. Now we press on. One more thing to show you guys today before we get to camp. And then we'll be sleeping in a shelter tonight. Thunder Hill shelter is where we're heading. But yeah, but I got one more thing I really want to show you guys. So excited. It's not too much further. Not too much further. Almost there. All right, we made it. I'm going to show you guys what I was talking about. All right, this is called the Guillotine, and it looks like that rock is going to drop right on top of Leo there and cut him in half. So this is that famous spot on the AT that I was talking about, called the Guillotine. Pretty cool. I've seen it in so many videos, but it's so cool to be at these places myself in real life and be able to experience them rather than through somebody else's videos, but through my own eyes, man. And also to be able to share them with you guys is amazing. All right, we got 1 mile to camp. 1 mile to camp. So we're gonna push this last mile and get into the shelter. All right, we made it. We're here at the Thunder Hill shelter. So we're gonna get camp set up. I'm gonna get pads out, all that good stuff. Get Leo's fed, and looks like we need to sweep. But yeah, we're gonna be here for the night, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right, guys, we made it to the shelter. We got bellies full, and we're all wrapped up in the sleep system. So we're gonna go ahead and close it out for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow.